What is up, people? Back at it again with another video. I'm leaving Portland and I had a really good time in Portland. I stayed there for maybe 11 days or so. Visited my friend Karina and her husband Sergio and their little baby Joaquin. Also, I am driving right now, so we'll see how much I can remember to say while I'm actually driving and trying to focus on that. Wanted to give a huge shout out to all three of those people for giving me a place to stay, for cooking for me, for showing me Portland and just other things. Yeah, super appreciative of what they've offered to me. I'm glad that I stayed for as long as I did. We did a lot, but yeah, huge shout out to them. I'll definitely be visiting here again sometime in the future. Don't know when. I'll be looking forward to that. But yeah, you guys were super great hosts. I know it had been a long time since I had seen you, Karina, but it was really nice to see you and talk with you, meet your friends, meet the family, meet your neighbors. And like I said, this was my first time meeting Joaquin, the little baby, although he probably doesn't think he's a baby himself. Little guy loved being around me, loved saying hi to everybody. Just wanted to be part of the crowd. FOMO. FOMO is the theme of Joaquin. If he's not around, then he's not happy. He wants to be around. He wants to be around people, and I get it. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So they showed me Portland quite a bit, and surrounding towns too. But all of the surrounding towns in Portland, I just consider Portland because I'm not from here. So everything from here on out, I'll probably just say is Portland. I didn't take a lot of video because I was there kind of just enjoying it or kind of just relaxing. I don't know, wasn't really in the mood to bust out my camera every 5 seconds and put it in people's faces. So I'll kind of show what I did do, what I did record. We went out to Portland one night and we went through the tunnel, and I guess it's a thing where if you just start honking, everybody starts honking. And I have a video of that. And I thought that was super funny. Portland things. Then we got to see like the city at night, like crossing over a few bridges. They've got tons of bridges in Portland. Some of them look really nice. I don't think I have much video footage or pictures of that, usually because it was just because I was driving while I was doing that. So a little bit unsafe to be recording during all of that. City of bridges though. Also a little bit nervous coming into Portland because I was reading up on it. I was actually told by somebody on Reddit saying, hey, be careful where you park because there's a lot of vehicle break-ins that happen there. And funnily enough, I went out and I was gonna park somewhere to go to a restaurant. There was a Jeep in front of me that was like, hey, you probably don't wanna park here. I literally just got broken into like 30 minutes ago. So I was like, all right, that's enough for me. I'm gonna go find a different place to park. So I parked in front of like some residential homes and walked myself over to the restaurant. No big deal. Yeah, I did a few things there. I think what I actually recorded on this camera, like I went to Powell's bookstore, which was just like a multi-level bookstore. Tons of books. I'm not a huge reader. I did pick up a book. I forgot what it's called, like The Path to the End of the World or something like that. Something a little bit more horror-centric. So I'm gonna see if I can get myself into that one of these days when I'm like, maybe have like no service or something like that, just out in like the remote wilderness. See if I can do some reading, because it's been probably since high school since I've actually read something. Yeah, so Powell's, super huge bookstore, a lot of people in there, super crowded for the time that we went. And I also got driven out to Hoyt Arboretum. When I think of an arboretum, I think of what I had back home. What's it called? I don't know, some arboretum back home where it's like enclosed, it's like you get to walk around a little bit, it's not super big, but this was just like a massive arboretum where there are just so many paths, so many places you can go, so many things you can see. They have a zoo nearby, which I thought was interesting. Not something I went to, but yeah, it's just like massive place that you can just explore for days if you really wanted to. They had a redwood trees section there with like an observation deck that we checked out. We also got to see Mount St. Helen from a distance. There was like a viewpoint for that too, which is just a thing in itself, like just being able to see a mountain with snow on top of it. I don't know, really wild. There was also this one road, if you went straight, I took a picture of it. If you go straight down it, there's just like a mountain in the distance, and it's just completely surreal. Like you could drive for like 20-30 minutes down this road and that mountain has not gotten any bigger at all. Back to the Arboretum, checked out the rose gardens, the very sad rose gardens, because it was late November, so all the roses are gone. All right, but it was still a cool place to check out. We also went to the gorge, Columbia Gorge that divides Oregon and Washington. Just like this massive, almost canyon-looking thing, I guess you could say. The huge river in between. Took some great pictures there. Probably put some of that here now. Yeah, took some pictures there. Went to Multnomah Falls, I think is what it's called. Really cool. They had like a bunch of different waterfalls there, but I guess this was like the main one to check out. And it was really nice. Also, I got ripped off there. I bought some fudge, some roasted nuts, and something else for Sergio while I was there. And the total was $47. And I was looking at the menu and I was like, I don't think this is $47. I was like, maybe I just misheard it. Let me just pay. But no, $47. That hurt. That hurt my heart and my soul. It's whatever. It ain't no thing. And also the first night I got to Karina and Sergio's house, we busted out Guitar Hero, which is like, I always just thought that all of those things were just like buried underground somewhere, that nobody even uses them anymore. But played some Guitar Hero. Granted, the controllers were old and probably not working 100%, so not all of our hits were registering. Or maybe we just sucked that bad, but I don't know. But I did karaoke a couple times too, I think 3 different times. First time was really fun, went by myself. The vibe was right, so I was able to do some karaoke there. Really good crowd. I had a couple people there. And then the second time, I went with one of Karina's friends to a place called The Alibi, like a tiki bar. Also a really good vibe. Sang some songs there. Emily, really glad that you stepped up. That was one of my goals, like I said, to get you out of your shell a little bit. Get up there and dance, get up there and sing. That was a good night. And I appreciate you for accompanying me during that. Also very nice to meet you as well. Then the third time, probably the most interesting time, it was a strip club of all places. And they did a mix of stripping and allowing people to come up on stage to sing. And then the girls would come up and they would dance, and we'd be in the corner, and the guy that was hosting the karaoke was very explicitly saying, stand on this dot in the corner of the stage and don't move from there. They had you put hand sanitizer on when you came up. They had a microphone condom on the microphone to help not spread stuff. But I did like 2 or 3 songs up there, and these girls are just like ripping off their clothes. Super fun. I went there with somebody that I met the first time I did karaoke. I got my first lap dance there. Like what? Super unexpected, very appreciated. I don't know, it was fun. Something else I could cross off the bucket list. Anyway, aside from that, we also went to like a little festival in Hillsboro, Portland, right? They had a bunch of like food trucks there, a bunch of like vendors selling like their little stuff, small businesses type of thing. And then they had like a little parade with like Santa Claus and other things that I'm forgetting right now off the top of my head. Really fun, really fun. I had a cheesesteak with like jalapenos and stuff like that. Delicious. I had the cheesesteak. I had jalapeno burps for probably like the next few hours after that, which I didn't hate. Then Sergio took me out with him and his work friends to a barcade. Really cool environment. I got my beer stolen somehow. I set it down for 1 second to play a game, and I came back and it was gone. Also hurt my heart and my soul. Yeah, we got like focused in on like this game where you had to like balance a ball and get it into certain holes while trying not to get it in other holes. And then yeah, there was Thanksgiving. Small Thanksgiving, but really good. Karina, thank you so much for making the food. Sergio, thank you for finishing the food after Karina passed out. If it wasn't for her being out here, then I would have no Thanksgiving, so I appreciate everything. Yeah, food, all the food was really good. Emily, if you're watching, thank you for the stuffed mushrooms. Those were delicious, would have them again. Also, another thing I wanted to mention about Oregon is that they have gas pump attendants. And I thought that was a thing of the past, or maybe something just in Mexico. That's something I would always see in Mexico. But they have people that pump your gas for you. I didn't know that. I just started getting out and pumping my gas, and one time one of the attendants just like saw me doing that, and he looked kind of sad, and I felt bad about that. He looked like he wanted to pump my gas for me, but I'm like, I didn't know, bro. I didn't know. Like, I'm from Illinois. Don't judge me, please. So yeah, that was my 11-ish days not living in the van, living in a house for the first time since September, I think. Really weird. Time felt like it was really slow during that point in time, just because it's like I've always been on the move for like the past 2 months, and now I wasn't. Those 11 days did go by slowly, but I did enjoy it a lot. And now I moved back into the van, which was also another process to get used to. Also, I sprung a leak. My air conditioning, something in the air conditioning just started leaking. It was really rainy the first like 6 or 7 days in Portland. My van was just like, screw you, I'm gonna just leak all over the floor of your van. And I actually don't know if that's figured out still, because the day that I supposedly fixed it is the day that it just stopped raining. So when it rains next is when I'll figure out if that's been fixed or not. But all I did was just tighten some bolts down, which was something that I read was a possible issue. Yeah, when I put a towel down in the middle of the van to clean up all the water, and I left it there, and I went back like a couple days later and that thing was drenched. So I really do hope I fixed it. That was like fixing it through the bottom of the air conditioning. The other part would be doing it from the top. And there's a roof rack that's covering up the bolts that I would need to get to be able to do that, because I guess maintenance wasn't really thought about when building the van. You know, we'll figure that out whenever that comes to be. So yeah, that was my Portland experience. I probably did more that I'm forgetting about just because I'm driving right now, and if I did, I'll try to show as much as I can in this video. And right now, so a couple things planned. I mentioned in my last video I wanted to do like a van tour because my thousands of viewers wanted to do that. And by thousands of viewers, I meant Blake that asked me to do that one time. So I'm gonna do that for you, Blake. I'm on my way right now to the coast. And on the way, there's gonna be a spring water tap, which I've heard has really delicious water, and I love me some good water. So I'm gonna stop there. It's actually just right off the highway, and we'll see what that's like. But look at this view. This is where I'm driving right now. This is like 10 minutes outside of Portland. Also, this camera is tracking my head. So if I come over here, it comes over there. If I come over here, it comes over here. Come up here. Did it come up? I can't see because I'm driving. So yeah, that's my plan. Go see the spring water tap, go to the coast, do a van tour. A little bit nervous. I don't really have a place for me to stay tonight, at least not one planned. Staying along the coast in a van is tough because they don't want you to overnight park there. They want you to pay money that I don't want to give. So we'll see how that goes. And I will check in again once I am at that spring water tap, which would be in like 15 minutes. So peace. So I had to stop because there's a viewpoint here and you can see two mountains just right across the way. So look at it. I don't know if you can see. There's one over there, and then one way over there. Kind of crazy. Yeah, I just thought I'd stop and show. Just like on the edge of the highway. Spring water is gonna be in like 2 more minutes, so I'll be there soon. Natural spring water. Let's try it. I dumped out my entire Nestle Pure Life, so we'll see if it's better than that. So just normal water. Kind of what I suspected. But there is always just like a bunch of people, like I think maybe like 3 or 4 people stopped here. The first people, they had like 4 water tanks that they were using for it. And if you see here, like there's still more people coming up, pulling up. Like this dude's got a big ass water jug. Yeah, I guess people make trips out here, or they just, I don't know, they like the water that much, who knows. But it was just all right, nothing really special to me, to be honest with you. I mean, tastes like clean water, tastes like, you know, just nothing special. I was expecting something special. I think my expectations were set way too high, because this just seems like normal water to me. But oh well. So now, going to Cannon Beach and see what that's like, because I haven't seen an ocean thus far. So yeah, I'll be there. Actually, I don't know, I kind of made a mistake. I didn't download the maps because I have no service right now, but I know which roads to take. I think I'll be there in less than an hour. So yeah, I'll check in later. Alright, so made it to the ocean. It's the Pacific Ocean, and you can tell because of the way it is. If you look at it, it's the water. But just the way it is, you can tell it's the Pacific Ocean.
This is an aspen. You can tell that it's an aspen tree because of the way it is. Wow.
And then also right next to it is Haystack Rock. How did that get there? Who put that there? Did it fall? There's no mountains here for it to fall. It's just here. There's nothing past this water for thousands of miles. And this took me about like an hour to get to from Portland. So yeah, that's the nice thing about Portland, is that there are so many things so close. Like you've got a city center, you've got a bunch of nature hikes within, almost like right outside the city. This, you've got, you know, an hour out. Lots of things you can do. But it looks cool, like on that side. I was showing it earlier, but it's kind of hazy over there. It's not super clear, but just like seeing in the distance, like the people walking on the beach. I don't know how to describe it. You saw it. Describe it yourself. Also a surfer out here. I don't know where he went. He didn't get very far when he tried. These waves are looking pretty rough. I'm not a surfer, but I would imagine it's hard. And this is on Cannon Beach. I haven't really explored the town yet. Really small town, beach town. Gave perfect beach town vibes. Biggest thing today is gonna be trying to find a place to stay, because I really don't know where that is yet. And then if I can find a place to stay tonight, then, and there's still sunlight, then I will make a van tour video, if not tomorrow, because sunlight goes away pretty quickly here. I think it's around 4:30 in the afternoon that it's just gone. Yeah, that's gonna be my next thing. I'm also kind of hungry right now, so finding a place to call home for a night is gonna be what allows me to eat. So if I can do that, then I can eat. So I'm gonna go walk around the town a little bit, and then try to find a place to stay tonight, and then do a tour of the van maybe. So we'll see, but I will check in at a later time. Peace. The ocean, the Pacific Ocean. Plans now, I already ate, had some chips and guac. I was just exploring around Ecola State Park, which is where I'm at right now. Plan now is to probably do a tour of the van in the parking lot that I'm in right now. I think I found a spot maybe like 30 minutes south from here that I can stay overnight. I think that's it. Actually, since I'm here, after the van tour, I'm gonna watch the sunset because this is the West Coast, right, where the sun sets. So I feel like I kind of have to do that. So maybe I'll get like a time lapse of that or something like that. There's a few areas where it'd be nice to look at a sunset. This one is not one of them. The sun is coming more from the left over there. But beforehand, there was some spots where, yeah, it looked pretty good. So that's the plan. That's what I'll be doing. And when I get there, I get there. So see ya. We are back in the van. Time for the van tour. Brandon's van tour is coming up, so stay tuned. That was really cheesy. As I'm waiting for the sunset, I decided I'd do this now, get it over with, because I've got the sunlight. That'll give me time to watch the sunset and then go find my camping spot for the night. Yeah, I guess I will start really quick. Let me start with like the boring part, I guess, because that's the boring part. I don't know, but yeah. All right, so nothing too special up here. The biggest and the best thing is gonna be that right there, which I think I showed in the video earlier, but basically that's my wireless CarPlay thing. And it also has a rear view camera because obviously there's no rear view mirror. But basically there's a cable that goes all the way from like down into the dash, out, up here, up this pillar, all the way back here, down again, all the way to the left, back up again. Kind of annoying to have done this back in the day, behind the bed, and then up that corner, over, and had to drill a hole into the ceiling of the van to be able to get that to go outside, obviously. Anyways, back to the front. Phone, magnetic charger, my speaker, because it doesn't have a aux cable or Bluetooth, so I kind of need that for listening to music. This thing, I love this thing. It makes me feel like I'm a truck driver, but makes it really easy to spin the wheel. And this is kind of like where I've been collecting all of my little collectibles from all like the national parks I've been going to. Haven't been to one in a little bit. Down there, all of my window covers for the front. This is usually like my towel holder after the gym, so that way it can dry out. And the driver's seat, nothing too special. Got an armrest here, but not on the other one, which I thought was kind of strange. Honestly, I think that's it for the front. I mean, it's kind of basic, right? So what can you expect? All right, so up next, this little bench area here, I guess. Back before, when I bought it, there used to be like a bus style seating here that would fold down, but I didn't really need that, so I got rid of it. And I built this bench and this table thing. This actually used to be a cutting board before I repurposed it to be a table, but I sanded this down, stained it this red color. Came out pretty nice, I think. But it can like swivel like this, and then you can actually like take it off if you needed more room for whatever reason. And then the bench has 2 pillows from my old couch. Also behind there, I've got electrical outlets, and then also like a car charger here for like my iPhone charger, and then like I use this to charge a speaker that I have, which is this one over here, an old school charging speaker, I guess. The bench actually flips up, so it's got like this little cushion here. Then you can open this up. We've got some stuff in there you can see. Just more storage. This van actually surprisingly has a lot of storage, especially after making that. And maybe I'll put like some pictures. I think I have some pictures of me, like the process of building this bench. I think it was really fun to make. I love making things. There's not really a time where I have to make things, but this was one of those times. But like all the wood, the paint, everything, really fun. Actually, on top, you can't really see it because of the cover, but there are like the same color stained wood panels there. All right, and then this is like the, I don't know what kind of area. I was gonna try and make something up on the spot, but I don't really know. Again, you can kind of take a look at how nice the countertops came out. I don't know, at least I'm kind of proud of them. They used to be like a light beige, I guess, tan kind of color. But I sanded them, stained them. Kelsey, thank you for letting me use your sander. So that's just like a little countertop section there. And then up here I've got just like a spice rack of sorts with like a little shelf that I installed. A little thermostat right here lets me know the temperature. You can see it was 40 degrees this morning. Not fun to be in here while it's like that, so I had to turn on the heater. Yeah, up here just like spices for cooking and stuff. I actually got this from somebody I hiked with all the way back in South Dakota. She was like a public speaker, teresaglom.com, if you wish to check that out. And then below, just got like a random drawer storage, I guess. My most prized possession in here. Below that, there's my fridge, cutting board over there to the side. That's my fridge. Actually, this is actually probably the most it's ever been filled. Fridge has worked all right so far. The freezer part of it kind of sucks. I don't really need it that much. We've got the pantry. It's kind of stocked up right now. We went to like an Asian market back in Portland. Got a bunch of like this stuff down here basically. But lots of snacks, lots of stuff to eat. And I could go quite a while with all this stuff. Sergio, walking tamales, got them right here. Hoping to make some of these in the near future. Got both the green and the red mirror right here, so I can look at myself. That blue thing there, that's actually my alternator charger, so I have a switch in the front in which I can turn it on or off, so that way I can actually start charging my batteries all the way in the back, which helps out a lot. So there are actually 3 different ways to charge this van. So that was one of them. Solar panels, which I think I'll show later, which are on the roof. And then you can actually directly plug it into like an outlet of like a home if you really wanted to charge it like that too. Below the pantry, I've got 3 different drawers. A lot of this stuff is just like kitchen stuff. This little bar here, you can like hide it away if you want. But that's just a step, just to get up onto the bed because it is kind of tall. And you have to use like these magnet things to unlock it. So you like put it right here. I'll have to kind of do it weird, but they open up like that. So I've got some stuff in there. You get the idea for the other 3 or the other 2, right? It's basically how it works. And then the magnet, you can just put it back up there. Above the pantry, I've got just a bunch of different switches that control various different parts of the van. So this one is a fan. Doesn't really do anything right now because that used to be for something where like it would take air from like over here, this area, and then pump it into the 2 compartments down here, which I'll show later, because the previous owner's kids would sleep there, one above, one on the bottom, and it would like pump air into there. But I didn't really need that, you know, because it's just me. Controls, do you want the fan blowing air in or out? Bed, my bed lights over here, they're adjustable LEDs, which I think is kind of cool. Lower light, I'll show you that one later. That's for like those compartments that were down below. And then you've got the bench lighting here, which is this one here. Again, adjustable. Kitchen, which is behind me, and it goes all the way like under the bed and everything, but adjustable as well. And then bench, you can see a little bit behind there, but also inside as well. And then you've got these big boys here. Fridge always stays on, never turn that off. These are like auxiliary, so there are like sections where like in the back of here where like if you wanted to connect something of your own, whatever that might be, you can always just use those and they're labeled. Cameras really cool. If you turn this on, I've actually got a little monitor here by my bed that shows all 4 sides of the van, so if there's something creepy going on, then I can just take a look outside and see what's going on with that without actually looking out the windows or anything. This is another auxiliary one, water pump, and you can probably hear it too if I turn it on. That gets the water pumping for the sink. and I'll show you how that probably works later. This one is a broken switch. It used to be the fridge, but then I had to reconnect it from here to here. Drawer light is actually down here. Back and front are like these main LED lights. So there's this shelf that I showed you earlier. I've got another one over here. Just hold some things here. Biggest thing, nose spray. Otherwise I die. I actually kind of probably need it right now. A little holder for my keys so like I know where they're at, you know, I don't lose them. Down here, kind of like before, that car charger thing. This is got for my phone and just like a Type-C cable. You can like push this in and that, you know, engages it, but I just have it pulled out. This red one here, this is for the heater so you can adjust it, and usually I just have it turned all the way on. This one here would normally tell you like your battery percentages to see like how much battery you have left. Because I got different batteries than the previous owner, I didn't need that, so I disconnected it, and I actually can just see like from my phone how much battery I have left right now. So like right now it's taking -3 amps because the fridge is on. I've got all these lights on as well. This here turns on my power inverter. So all the outlets and stuff in here will not work unless this is on, and this uses some power. So I always usually have it off unless I'm using it. And then over here, controller for the AC. It's just Velcroed on there, but it controls that up there. Has kept me very cool in some very hot days. And then this is the actual bed area. No, I did not make up the bed for you. I guess I'll talk about, I only use like one pillow really ever, but I've got 3 extras because who knows, I don't know. This is my phone holder, so that way I can watch stuff, you know, as I'm in bed without having to hold my phone up all awkwardly. That used to be like a roof vent thing to let air in, I think, but it's useless now because the guy installed a roof rack on top over it, so can't really access it anymore. This over here, it's a fan. Blows some air on you if you're feeling a little hot. And then up there, I mean, it's just more storage, right? Not really much else to say about that, but I've got different things in different baskets. Down here, I've got like this sliding door, so you can unhook it over here. Slides all the way out. Basically, it goes end to end of the van. And I've got like these storage totes in there. I think I have like 6 of them in total, just kind of like separated by like dirty laundry, bathroom, kitchen, winter stuff. There's a lot in there. But that lower light that I was showing earlier, like that helps out. That's like the lowest one down here. And then I don't know why it's separate, but there's a button here for the top one as well. Yeah, you can see some stuff in there. Nothing too crazy. Normal stuff. And then we've got like the little kitchen area, if you want to call it that. Have this cover for the actual sink here. So that's what that looks like. And then I can come back over here, turn on the water pump, have water if I really want water. This is kind of like a ghetto drawer that doesn't really work too well, but I've got some more storage up here for just small things. And then down here, just like toiletry stuff, kind of like my more frequently used items. And then we've got the turlet. So the nice thing about the toilet is that you can take it out. Usually like it's on a drawer slide, so this entire drawer comes out, and that's how I think he envisioned people to use it. But you can just take it out and it works fine. It's a portable toilet. The nice thing about it is that you can like set it right here, for example, and use it as you have a view in front of you. That's actually something I did all the way back in the Badlands in South Dakota. And this, I forgot about this light too, but I don't know why this switch is down here by like the sliding door, but you turn that on. Really nice ambiance with like just that light on. Another outlet down here. So like the shower setup, I've only had to shower in the van just a couple times when I was back in South Dakota. Usually there's been a gym nearby, but South Dakota was like, there wasn't really any Planet Fitnesses around, but basically, this is a threaded faucet, and then I have an attachment with like a hose, and you can attach that hose like all the way up into here, use as like a shower head. And then I've got like a hook, right? It goes all the way around in like this general area. And then in the back, I've got like a basin So if I wanted to set up like a shower inside, I could. So set up the basin, set up the shower curtains on those hooks, and you could technically have a shower inside and then just dump out the water afterwards. Bug screen right here, come in handy quite a bit. That thing was $250 just for that. I thought that was kind of crazy. Then I've got the grill right here. This thing has been awesome, really easy to use. Can you tell which burner that I use? It's that one. That's the one that I use right there. I've got shoes falling out of here. That's great because I'd be driving around and stuff. And then I've got my heater down here. I think in my last video I showed it a little bit. That heater control that kind of turns by the bed. We'll activate this, and it's just like a whole unit that uses the gas from my actual gas tank to produce heat. And the window covers. So this van has a lot of windows, 8 windows. That's a lot of windows. So I really only take off like this one and this one because it would just be a pain in the ass to have to do all of them at the same time. Underneath the grill, got some hooks for some hats that I use. I have a hook for like a bag. I usually use Walmart bags, but that's just like the trash. And here's a wide shot of everything. Small space, gets the job done though. Last thing that's inside of here, I forgot. All my clothes are up there. So as you can see from the other side, just right above like the driver and the passenger seat. But I can fit a lot up there, surprisingly. And then back here is the garage. So you got the bed right up above. There's kind of a lot going on back here. A lot of it is just storage, but another outlet right there that's connected to that inverter, which that inverter sits behind the batteries back there, that big yellow thing. Then I have a solar controller here. This is what takes the power from the panels and converts it to the correct type of power for these batteries. These are two 206 amp batteries, so I've got total 412 amps worth of batteries, which is, so far it's been more than enough for what I've needed. This is a kill switch here for just turning off the power to everything. This is that fan that I was showing you guys earlier up above the bed, right there. Then I've got 2 chairs here that fold down pretty small. And then like I was telling you earlier, that blue thing there, this is the third way to charge the batteries, just by connecting it to like an outlet here. So if just grab an extension cable and use that. Then I've got a tire inflator here in case my tires go flat, which so far I haven't needed to use it. Toolbox, got a bunch of my tools in here. Some bus bars just to kind of spread out the power to various places without overdoing it. Some more tools, miscellaneous stuff. This is like that shower stuff. It's got the hose with the shower head on it. The shower basin is right here. I've got an axe, which I haven't needed to use yet. Water heater, did not work the one time I tried it a couple weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. I still got some firewood left over with like a firewood or fire log there. Some random straps, some fire making stuff. This is the Starlink. I actually have a mount for it up on the roof. I have a little table, folding table up there. Water tank right behind the Starlink here. This is what I use to fill it up with. Basically, just connect it to a hose spigot or a hose spout and turn it on, and it goes in through here into there. Climb up this ladder here. Actually first, so this is like where the solar panel wires go into the van. That's my ugly work right there. That's for the rear view camera, which I put right above the security camera here. So that's a security camera. This is a rear view camera. Solar panels up here. So I've got 2 of them. 2 of them is 375 watts. This is that mount for the Starlink. And that's that roof vent that I was talking about earlier that's inaccessible because of this roof rack that he decided to put right over it. So now you got a little taste of what I do.
So, now you got a little taste of what I do. It's pretty dang exciting, huh?
Nacho Libre. If you haven't watched it, watch it. I think I got everything. It's a small space, but there's a lot crammed into a small space, so remembering things about it is not the easiest. But look at this view. Yeah. You can pretty much just see the ocean from right here. And that sun, you can tell that's the sun because of the way that it is. I'll just be watching the sunset. Honestly, I think we've got, let me check, 3:36 right now, so I think around 4 o'clock, I'm gonna go set up the camera somewhere and watch the sunset, do a time lapse of it, hopefully. And maybe, you know, like on my way, maybe I'll show like the campsite that I go to tonight. I don't think it's anything special. I honestly just think it's like a gravel road. I've had a lot cooler campsites in the past, but I'm kind of limited because we are coast side right now. And I think it's like a touristy thing, right? Like they don't want people just overnight camping in their big ass vans or their RVs. It would kind of ruin the tourist feel, I feel like. I'm gonna watch the sunset and then go to camp and hang out for the night. Maybe watch a movie or something. I don't know. So yeah, I'll check in later, so peace. Found a little secret spot that nobody was at. There's like the main points where you're kind of like guided to go, but I went off path a little bit. Actually, it wasn't too bad. It took me like 2 minutes to get up here, so this isn't like the perfect spot to watch a sunset. But man, just I don't know if you could have seen it earlier, but just like how these like mountains or hills or whatever, they look like they're just like cascading with the distance and everything. It's kind of amazing. But over here we've got a perfect view for a sunset over here. So I'm gonna set up this camera for a time lapse for about an hour or so and kind of just hang out right here. But yeah, I'm excited that I found this spot because everywhere else was just kind of crowded. It seemed like obviously people were here to watch the sunset, so yeah.